Hi, I'm here with my friend, designer Sarah Hodsden, and we are here in Detroit, Michigan. Well, actually, it's Dearborn at the Henry Ford Museum, and we're doing Maker Faire for the first time here. And Sarah, this is Sarah's hometown.
Yeah, welcome to Michigan.
Yay!
You know what? Thank you so much for letting us be here and just being able to create here. And thank you for coming. I'm so excited.
Oh, thank you. We have enjoyed this town so much. Everybody's been so nice, and you've been a great host to us, carting us all over the place and getting us in to here and to our hotel. And so you've brought a really creative project to show us, which I'm really excited because we've actually never done any of the carving that you're going to show us today. So take it away, Sarah.
Well, you know, in true maker fashion, Detroit is all about using what's on hand and adapting it for the situation. Well, it just so happened that I had a student that could not grip a rubber stamp.
Okay.
And so we found a furniture caster. And I thought, well, this is made out of the rubber and it has the right shape. And so I had carved him up a stamp so that we could roll it over the surface.
That's brilliant. And you could hold it and
you
manipulate
could
it
hold
better.
And manipulate it. And once you ink it up, you could also use it on the wall. You can use it on alternative surfaces that need a repetitive pattern.
That's
so this worked really well for us. And when we were talking about, can I be on your show because this is so awesome, I thought, you know, what better way to embody all of what Maker Faire is than to do something really stupid like that. No,
it's not. I think it's really cool. It's actually a brilliant idea. It truly is.
We had a lot of fun with it. And what I did, and I'm going to show you bit by bit.
Okay.
All right? So if I go too fast, you stop me and then yell at me. I took a regular graphite pencil and I wrote out what it is that I wanted to say.
Okay.
And the reason why I used graphite is because this is rubber.
Okay.
And it will pick up the lead.
Okay.
And it'll give me the guideline.
So I see too that this caster, will just do a little quick measurement here.
Sure.
Is just a little under an inch because I can't see the other side, so maybe 3/4. So you would want to make sure that if you were drawing something like that, and if you were having kids, that you would measure that on the piece of paper, make 2 lines so you don't go outside of the lines.
Yeah, because if your image is too fat, it doesn't end well. But the other thing too, when you measurement or make a point to point that out, is how long before we have to repeat it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
What I always did is I just marked
and then
the rubber so that I could count on a ribbon or whatever.
Okay.
Because the first time I did this,
good tip.
I thought that this was going to work really well until my designs started overlapping each other. And I thought, that's not going to end well.
That's a really good tip. So now we got that down. We know how long to make our image.
Exactly.
We've used the graphite pencil.
Exactly.
And
so I'm going to take one that I haven't. Now, here's the other tip.
Okay.
Don't handle this too much because your hands are full of oil and stuff like that. So what we're going to do is you add pressure and you're going to go ahead and you see I'm shaking a little bit.
Yeah, you are using a lot of pressure.
But that's only because I want to do this once and make it work. So you see how you have your image and it's very light. You can kind of zoom in and you'll see my Maker Faire manicure, which is when we wear acrylic under our nails instead of over it. Okay, well, you can tell that it is very light. Now here's the other problem, is that this is gray and so is our graphite.
Right.
So what I went ahead and did, just because I know your time is precious, I took that image and I went ahead and went over it with a permanent marker. Okay, we need to have a solvent-based permanent marker. Why? Because this is non-porous and we need it to be permanent.
Okay.
Because every time we touch it, it's
it'll loosen up.
All right.
Perfect.
So now I'm going to introduce to you another interesting tool. I'll show you this one in a minute. This is a speedball linoleum cutter.
I think, you know what, I think I used these when I was in school, when we used to actually cut linoleum blocks.
Well, you know what, they also do wood, and they do all sorts of other things. I mean, but originally, when I learned how to use them, we'd carved our own stamps. You can use these with potatoes, bars of soap, and things like that. By and large, this one is the cheapest version, which is awesome.
It's your beginner one.
It is your beginner one, $2 at any local craft store. And then we have here, if I can show you, it's a slight little V. Now that notched section is sharp.
Okay.
So we do have to kind of be careful in terms of who we're going to let carve.
Okay.
Now, when you're carving a stamp,
okay.
we have a positive and we have a negative image. If I was to carve everything away outside of it, when I stamp this up, my inked image would be black.
Right.
All right. I'm not that gifted when it comes to a thin
It takes a really long time to do that.
It takes a really long time. So what I did is I went ahead and I start to carve out my image and I follow it around. Now, here's the cool thing about this. Because I decided to use a caster, it swivels
It'll
and it
move
goes
along with
me.
you.
Yes.
Beautiful.
So if you take your time and you carve all the way around, you're going to have a wonderful image. Now, here's the thing. Every cut shows up. If I was cutting away from everything else, I'd have more leniency and forgiving.
It's kind of a one shot when you're doing letters.
Yeah, but then again, you also have 4 casters on every chair. So if you screw up majorly, you can just move on. All right. So after I had gone ahead and I carved out my entire image this morning, and let me make sure so you can kind of see. It's totally Leonardo da Vinci backwards. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can read what you're saying, that's a problem. It means that
You know what? I usually can. Okay, keep on going. Never mind.
If you can totally read this and it says it, and you're like, yeah, that says Detroit instead of Toronto, then you're going to have Toronto when you stamp it out. So that can be a major problem.
Okay.
Now, once again, this is an interesting beast because if I use a dye-based ink, it's going to beat up.
Yeah, it's not going to stick to the rubber.
Problem. So you have 2 choices. You have a pigment-based, which is kind of not what I have here
Yeah, it
today.
takes a little longer to dry too.
Well, you'd also have to emboss it
Right.
to make it dry. So I'm using a solvent-based ink, and this is the most fun I had all morning, is inking up a stamp that is made
From a caster.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do, and actually, do you want to try
Yeah,
it?
can I? Is it, you tell me if I'm doing this right or
You're
wrong.
gonna ink up.
This is like back from my old stamping days.
Just keep rolling it over and over, over and over, and you're gonna go all the way through, and it's lots of fun.
It is lots of fun.
And you're gonna want to make sure that it's completely black, and you're gonna trust.
Oh, it looks good. I think I've got it.
Let me see.
Oops, almost missed one little spot.
All right, now you're gonna go ahead and you're going to, when you're doing.
But do I want to start where it's more black
Sure.
before, Sarah?
But you have to work kind of quickly because this is a solvent-based ink, which dries by flash evaporation. So it is designed to humble you, right? So right now you're getting half of your image.
Because I'm not laying the caster flat on the ground. Okay, I can do this. I got it. Now I got it.
You know what's really cool about this technique also? Is this is perfect. I love you. This is perfect for rubber ribbon, or for ribbons.
Oh, it would be great for
so
ribbon.
You can go all the way
Okay.
around the edges of your ribbons. I know, they're all laughing at us.
Okay. All right. Let me get this paper closer to me.
Do over.
So I want to hold it this way.
Yeah.
And
There you are. You got it. You got it, my sister.
beautiful. Oh, look at that. This is so fun. Yay. Thank you. Thank you.
Exactly.
We have people watching us today and they're clapping.
You're like, oh dear. And the other thing to you guys is that this is a solvent-based ink. So I'm just using regular wet wipes, courtesy of Meyer, one of our sponsors here. And you can go ahead and you can wipe it all off right away. And what's interesting is this is one of the easiest stamps in the world to clean. The other thing that we were talking about after I carved it this morning is how one of the offices here wants to redo and all of theirs so they know which chairs have been led throughout. And I'm thinking that's so not going to end well.
Oh my gosh, that is great. Sarah, this was a great project and thank you so much for sharing it with our viewers. And you know what we say when creativity knocks? Open the door.
Open the door, exactly. Thank you so much.
Bye guys, thank you. That was great, Sarah. Thank
Love
you.
you.